let's be honest for a second. There is a very good chance that the financial advice you're following was never meant for you. You know those budgeting tips you saved from that viral post? Probably written by someone making 3 times what you do. That hot investment strategy from a podcast? Yeah, that's designed for people who already have money. And don't even get me started on the just save 20% rule that's literally impossible for millions. The problem is so simple. Most financial advice is one size fits all, but your life and your bank account are not. And here's the thing that almost nobody tells you. The very habits that help you build wealth when you're making, say, $35,000 a year, they can actually slow you down when you get to $75,000. And the game plan that works at $75K, it can turn into a liability once you cross that 6-figure mark. I bet you felt this, right? The advice that felt so perfect a few years ago now just feels off, totally disconnected from where you are today. You know something needs to change, but nobody explains how it changes or when. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. We're going to look at the specific money strategies you should be using at 3 different critical income levels. Okay, so here's the game plan. We'll start with what I call the foundation for anyone earning under about $50,000. Then we'll move into the accelerator phase for those around the $75,000 mark. After that, it's the optimizer stage for incomes over $100,000. And we'll wrap it all up with the core principles that, honestly, never change. All right, let's dive in. First up, the foundation. If you're earning under $50,000 a year, your financial game is not about getting fancy. It's not about optimizing your portfolio for maximum returns just yet. No, it's about 2 things, and 2 things only: survival and building yourself an escape route. And let's ground this in reality for a second. If you're making $35,000 a year, your actual take-home pay is probably around $2,500 a month. That's it. That has to cover your rent, your food, your transportation, everything. At this level, a $200 car repair isn't just an annoyance, it's a potential catastrophe. Every single dollar counts. So, you have to be ruthless with your focus. You have 3 main priorities. Number 1, build a starter emergency fund, just 1 or 2 months of expenses. This is your buffer against disaster. Number 2, attack any high-interest debt you have. I'm talking about credit cards that are just eating you alive. And number 3, and this is the big one, you have to focus on increasing your income. Now, when it comes to that debt, there are 2 main schools of thought. You've got the avalanche method, where you go after the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this saves you the most money. Then there's the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest debt first just to get that quick win and build momentum. So which one is better? Honestly, the one you'll actually do. That's it. And this brings us to the real key to escaping this stage. Look, you can only cut so many lattes. You can only trim your budget so much. The real game-changing leverage, the thing that gets you to the next level, comes from the other side of the equation. It's all about increasing what's coming in. That is, without a doubt, the biggest lever you can possibly pull. Okay, so let's level up. Once you're making around $75,000, you're in what I call the accelerator stage. You finally got some breathing room. Your goal now shifts from defense to offense. It's time to start building your wealth engine for the long term. The very first, easiest win right here is to make sure you're getting your full employer 401k match. If your company offers to match what you put in, that is literally free money. It is a guaranteed 100% return on your money before that money has even had a chance to grow. Not getting the full match is just like saying no thanks to a raise. It's a no-brainer. The second big strategy here is to put your finances on autopilot. We're talking about automation. This means setting up a system where on payday, your money automatically goes where it needs to go, to savings, to investments, to bills, before you even have a chance to see it or spend it. This totally removes willpower from the equation. Your wealth just starts building in the background. And maybe the most important mindset shift at this level is moving from asking $3 questions to asking $30,000 questions. Seriously. Stop wasting your brain power obsessing over a cup of coffee and start focusing on the things that actually move the needle. How do I negotiate a big raise? Are my investments getting eaten up by fees? What if I increased my savings rate by just 1%? That is where the real progress is made. All right, on to the optimizer stage. This is for when you're making over $100,000. Now, the challenges here are a lot more subtle. You've got options, which is great, but that's also where old advice can really start to hurt you. The name of the game now is intentionality and efficiency. You'd be surprised how many high earners are just accumulating. They're on autopilot, piling up money with no real plan. This usually leads to one of 2 things: mindless spending on stuff you don't care about, or just hoarding wealth you never actually use.
So the most important first step here is to stop and actually define what your rich life looks like. What is all this money for? Once you have a target, every decision becomes so much clearer.
At this income level, tiny details have massive consequences. Let's just run a quick thought experiment. Say you invest $100,000. Over 30 years, at a pretty standard 7% annual return with zero fees, you'd end up with over $761,000. Okay? That's the best case scenario. That's its full potential. Now, let's add what sounds like a tiny, insignificant 1% advisory fee. Just 1%. Doesn't sound like much, does it? But just watch what that little fee does to your final number. That same investment now only grows to $574,000. The difference is staggering. Let's just put a number on that. That small 1% fee just costs you $187,000. Poof, gone. That's almost a quarter of your potential returns, just vaporized by a tiny fee. So at this level, auditing your investment fees isn't just a smart thing to do. It's one of the highest leverage financial moves you can make. And finally, at this stage, it's time to question the big cultural defaults. Like, is buying a house always the right move? Not always. High earners actually have the financial flexibility to run the numbers. You might find that renting in an expensive city and investing the massive difference you'd spend on a down payment and upkeep is actually the better choice for building wealth. You have to stop assuming and start calculating. So, we've seen how the tactics and strategies change as your income grows, but some core principles, they're timeless. These are the fundamental rules of the money game, and they apply whether you're making $30,000 or $300,000.
It all starts with this: spend less than you earn. It's the foundation for everything. Then, automate your good habits so progress happens without you even thinking about it. Always be looking for ways to grow your income. Protect the wealth you build from getting eaten away by unnecessary fees. And maybe most importantly, know your why. Have a purpose for your money beyond just having more of it.
Look, the strategies that got you to where you are right now won't necessarily get you to where you want to go. Most people learn one set of financial rules and just stick with them forever, completely missing that the game has changed around them. But now you know what to focus on at each level. So the only real question left is this: as your income continues to change and evolve, are you going to be ready to evolve your strategy right along with it?